From thetraderguy.com, this is Chris, and I'm taking a look at the silver futures market. And I don't typically do a lot of videos about this or analysis, although I have been trading silver more lately. And, it's September 4th as I'm recording this, and if you're watching this anytime close to that date, you know that silver's been on an absolute tear higher. And you can see that we've been consolidating most of the day. But one thing, there are large sell orders up here, right around 1950. When I say large, I mean there's blocks. It's not like there's a million contracts there. But this is geared more for newer traders than older traders or more experienced traders. And that is simply looking at silver. It looks like it's finally running out of steam. And this is the conundrum that you run into. So you clearly have a very bullish run higher. There's no doubt about that. However, you can't expect this market to just keep going like this forever. This is exactly the same type of chart that got Bitcoin traders in trouble, some of which still haven't recovered from 2 years ago. So then you have to look at this and you have to say, okay, well, what can I do to get involved? And one of the things that you can do is simply use a Fibonacci retracement. So you just retrace and you look and you see, okay, well, where does it make the most sense to pull back to? And right now, I think there are a couple of areas that are worth paying attention to. There's the 1850, which is the most volume traded in the last 30 days. That's certainly something to pay attention to. And if we pull back to there, okay, fine. I might be willing to buy a bounce. But what I really like is this gap. Futures markets tend to be a little better about trading gaps. Now, I know a lot of you out there will be trading CFDs, and there is going to be a small price difference depending on what your broker's following. But this gives you an idea of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a 38.2% Fibonacci retracement pullback. At this point, we could continue to go higher, and if you're already long of the market, you don't need to get out, but you need to start paying attention because there's a good chance that we're going to get a significant pullback. This kind of insanity can't go on forever. Unfortunately, though, newer traders will see something like this and just assume that it never ends. And I've seen a lot of people that I really respect and like get wiped out. Might be otherwise very accomplished people, but they're new to the markets. And here on my MotiveWave platform, you can see that there's these dark red boxes, and what they are is they represent larger orders. Orders of, in this case, I think it's 10 or more in silver. And you can see how many large orders are above, and I can really only find a couple here and there to the downside. So I do think a pullback's coming. Now, having said that, I would not sell this market unless you have true conviction. If you have true conviction, that's one thing. But I think what's going to happen in the present environment with central banks around the world cutting monetary policy, monetary easing, I should say, and loosening monetary policy, silver is going to continue to go higher. It just needs to come back down to earth for a little bit. So again, I'm looking right around the 17.5 area. Hope this saves somebody's account. I know it looks really tempting to go, but trust me, and you've heard all the cliches, but here's one I'm going to throw in your face. There's always another trade. And there is. There is another trade. It doesn't have to be silver. Don't get too wrapped up in this market. I know it's the hot market for the minute, but really at this point, it's obviously one that needs to cool off and come back to reality.